Welcome back to everyone's favorite series, Mock the Mock, where we take a look at someone else's mock draft, and I mock it, giving you my thoughts, views, and opinions. I love looking at other people's mock drafts, man. I love looking at other people's perspectives. Maybe they got some prospects that aren't necessarily on mine or yours radar, and that's the purpose of this series, to just open up the mind to possibilities and our peripherals to different prospects. But today we're looking at CBS, because typically CBS, man, they got some interesting ones. And they're not always good, but they're fun to look at. We're looking at Ryan Wilson from CBS. First name is Ryan. Last name is Wilson. Oh, man. Not Charlie Wilson. Ryan Wilson. But what's crack-lacking? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become a bro, and subscribe. Leave that thumbs up if you enjoy the content. And let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that nice football discourse. Prospect rankings should be out Thursday, starting with the quarterback class. So look at that. Sam Howell. I wonder if he's going first in this. I believe they're going with the current draft order. So let's go ahead and get into it. Starting with nope. It's Sportsline Super Bowl odds. So you know who to blame? It's Sportsline. All right. So they start with the Jags. Actually, they go Kayvon Thibodeaux. Makes all the sense in the world, man. For all intents and purposes, he is the top prospect in this draft class, dude. He's put out 2 banger games last couple of weeks. He's gone for double pressures in each game, double-digit pressures. So we're talking like 10+ pressures in the last 2 games. Like over 20 pressures in the last 2 weeks. That's wild. I think he has 3 or 4 sacks during that time. The guy's having a banger year, man. We see why he should be the top prospect on the board, especially in a quarterback class that just leaves you guessing. Next is the Houston Texans taking Aiden Hutchinson. This one's going to be interesting for a lot of people because who is the next edge off the board? Hutchinson is probably a safe one to go with. I think his game translates exceptionally well. The dude shed some weight during the offseason. He's twitchier. He's faster. Still got that power. I like that. A lot of people like DeMarvin Leal because let's be fair, he's probably going to end up being an edge prospect for a lot of people just because that's what we've seen him play the most, so that's what you're going to kind of evaluate him as. Or for me, I love Kingsley Enagbare, dude, out of South Carolina. I don't know why more people aren't talking about that cat. But, bam, he's on your radar now if you haven't been listening to me the last, like, 3 months. Shoot, since summer, man, I've liked Enagbare for a hot minute. Detroit Lions, they're not going quarterback either. They're going cornerback with Derek Stingley. Some people are like, oh, man, we don't need another beat-up corner. We already got Jeffrey Okudah, and it's like, Stingley, this is like his first significant like injury, and we don't know, like, because college, they're very protective about their injuries. They don't really tell us a lot. That's why we find out a lot at the combine during the medicals, and all we know is he's got a foot injury. He could be holding out for the rest of the season just because he's like, I don't really want to hurt my draft stock. People were like, oh, he's super inconsistent. It's like he's had 2 bad games against Devontae Smith, and then in the opener against UCLA, he didn't look great. And mainly, I think it was because he was out of position on the 2 passes he let up, one being a touchdown. But Kyle Phillips, you playing him in the slot, in off coverage, free release. Like, you got Stingley, dude. Put that man on the line. Have him shadow their best receiver. But, I mean, to be fair, UCLA's best receiver primarily does play in the slot. But, yeah, dude, he's a great prospect. I could see how Detroit goes this way. I didn't even mention, like, Texans. Like, well, like, I like Hutchinson as a pick. He's kind of safe. Bam, Texans, nailed. Detroit, I don't mind this. I mean, where else do you go? Evan Neal, you could go Kyle Hamilton. Hamilton probably a lot more likely. Do you go with another one of the edge guys? They do have Ifeatu Melifonwu on the roster as well, but I mean, hey, you can never have enough good young corners, and I think that's the point made. You can never have enough good young corners. Oh my gosh, that's literally verbatim for what I just said. Holy crap, that's wild. The Jets, they're picking next. They go Evan Neal, man. So they go with game protection opposite of Mekhi Becton. I mean, I think George Fant's played some good football this year, but if you think Neal is upgrade, especially if you want to kind of like not pay Fant anymore, because he did sign a pretty decently large deal, then yeah, I don't mind going this way. Like Neal is like, dude, he's a blue chipper. He's like among the top 3 prospects in this class. And then the Giants, they're going DeMarvin Leal, dude, out of Texas A&M. Big fan of this guy. Again, we're going to be evaluating this guy probably as an edge, but at 290, he is a dude that could definitely kick to the interior, play like a 5 or 3 tech role. Very twitchy. We saw him give Alabama problems when kicking to the interior. The man's fantastic. So having that flexibility there on the line is not a bad thing. I mean, taking the next tackle or off the board is kind of sketchy at 5. Tyler Linderbaum, for as much as I love him, at 5 it just doesn't seem like good value. Doesn't seem worth. So I like Leal here. The Eagles, they go Kyle Hamilton, which is good. They need some help at safety because we know Anthony Harris, he's only on a 1-year deal. I think he even mentions this at the beginning, that Marcus Epps is the only Eagles free safety under contract ever this season. Okay, well, I wonder what he means by that. Wonder if like a guy like McLeod is a free agent as well. Regardless, Hamilton, blue chip prospect, deserves to go in the top 10 somewhere, depending on how you feel about the safety position. I know some people are like, oh, it's a devalued position. It's like, well, we haven't seen really safeties on this level since Derwin James, and a lot of the draft community thought it was an absolute steal when he got picked up by the Chargers. So, yeah, I could see Hamilton going top 10 easy. And then the Washington football team, they're going Matt Akarel. Oh, so fancy. I still think it's a toss-up for who you believe is the top quarterback in this class. I think you could definitely say Malik Willis, just because I think he definitely has the highest ceiling in this quarterback class. But Matt Corral is playing the best football of probably any of the top quarterback prospects in this class. The guy's just been a good, and I mean a very good. So I don't mind taking him here. I get Washington. Hey, you get your pickings here, right? You get to pick who you deem the top quarterback in this class. If that's Corral, go ahead, take him. I know this quarterback class isn't great, but if you could take the top one, especially if you're hurting at quarterback, then go ahead and do it. So I'm not going to judge him otherwise. I was just talking about Tyler Linderbaum to the Giants here at pick 8. I don't you feel a bit better about that, especially considering you have 2 picks that are probably top 10. Yeah, go ahead and use one on Linderbaum. He's probably going to be one of the safest prospects in this class. Easily will probably take over for Nick Gates, because Nick Gates, he really has that flexibility to play, he can play right tackle. Like, he's done that in his career. He can play either guard spot. So have Linderbaum go over and just usurp him at center, and then you can kick Nick Gates to wherever. So I like that. I like that a lot. Andrew Booth going to the Falcons. Andrew Booth is probably my 5th corner right now in this class, just because his play hasn't been great this season. Unfortunately, like the last couple of weeks. I get it, the athleticism probably, after Steenley, he's probably up there in terms of his athleticism. But, again, you want to see some production, and he has really been, it's just been a bit wishy-washy this season. It's mainly the last month. It's been wishy-washy. But the Eagles, I don't mind the position here for the Falcons. But the Eagles go with Kyrie Elam, who I think is a lot of people's number 2. This guy's playing good football. He's got great size, athleticism, not up there with Booth, but by no means is that a bad thing. This is a guy I'm gonna put my hands on you, and you will separate when I tell you to separate. Just love that mentality. So Eagles go and they continue to improve their secondary. You gotta imagine they bring back maybe Steven Nelson. Maybe they don't. They got Tay Gowan. Like, I don't. You know what? Nah. Keep adding to the corner position. I don't mind. They got a lot of picks in this draft. Do whatever you want, I guess. I kind of disagree with this next pick, man. Broncos, they go Kenyon Green. So Ryan, first name Ryan, last name Wilson, must hate this quarterback class if he's not taking a quarterback here for the Broncos, because it makes all the sense in the world. Malik Willis, let's take him. Like, honestly, I think they might be involved in the Deshaun Watson trade in terms of being the third team, and they end up picking up another quarterback, maybe a Tua. Let's be honest, dude. The reports are Deshaun wants to go to Miami. If it's going to happen, it's probably going to happen in Miami. So if they really need a third team in there, like the Broncos could be a candidate, especially if the Texans, they don't want Tua, then a team that might want Tua, maybe like Washington football team, maybe the Broncos, Panthers, another third team to wiggle in there to actually come in and pick up Tua. But Kenyon Green, dude, is playing good football, win at tackle. I didn't see how he did this past weekend, so hopefully it was well. But again, I don't know where A&M is freaking playing him. They play him all over the stupid place. Just keep him at tackle. That's where his best games have been this year. It's kind of ridiculous. But I get it. They could use a right tackle. Sure. Who cares about quarterback? Panthers, they go Jackson Kirkland. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Kirkland is probably like a day 2 guy for me now. Just, I like the guy's ability to mirror. The athleticism's intriguing, but is he a guy that's maybe a guard at the next level? Like, again, there's a lot of guys that are this tackle guard combo, and even like looking at Kenyon Green, they could list him as an offensive lineman. Like, you got Darion Canard, you got Akem Ikwanwu. You got a lot of guys. Ikwanwu. I say Ikwanwu. But like Kirkland, this is a bit rich for me right now. I get it. The Panthers, they need help at every spot on that offensive line that's not named Taylor Moton. So, but again, not going quarterback, man. I feel like the next quarterback's probably, like, you gotta believe the next quarterback's definitely worth the 11th or 12th pick. Maybe they might not be that, like, maybe I guarantee it, like, you should at least have 2 quarterbacks in the top 20. At least that's kind of how I have my big board right now. And if I'm picking at 11 and 12, even if those guys are 15 and 20, like, I'm taking them here, especially if we have a need at quarterback. The Jets get a George Karlaftis. George Karlaftis is having a hell of a year. He is looking like the George of old, man. The George of, hey, man, remember when I, like, tore up my freshman season? Yeah, 2020, it sucked for me, man. I was hurt. I was sick. You know, a lot of us, 2020 sucked anyway, so who cares? Burn the tape. He looks great now. He looked great his freshman season in 2019. Dude, strong. I kind of question. Length's not great. I don't think he's got elite bend, like flexibility. A lot of people, when they hear bend, they think he's just not a guy that's gonna like be able to get around a tackle. He's a guy that will force his way around the tackle. So that's what I mean by bend. I think he could be really good on the interior. I think a team that's like maybe a 4-3, kick him on the interior on third downs, or even like in a 3-4 scheme, or even if you just want to play him on the interior in general. So I like him. I like him a lot, man. Then the Patriots, they go Garrett Wilson. I like the idea of getting New England an intermediate threat, a guy that can attack all levels of the field, like Garrett Wilson, to really help out Mac Jones. I don't think the Patriots really have that guy. I mean, they have Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. Let's get a guy that can do that at the wide receiver position, you know? So I like this one here. This is actually a favorite, like, a place for me to mock Garrett Wilson. I'm letting my coffee get cold, man. All right, what else we got going on? Eagles, last pick, Christian Harris. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I don't know if Christian Harris is a first rounder. I get it, athletic standpoint, definitely. And totally, you know what? Linebackers, put them in a different scheme and they can excel. But the Eagles, they dropped their linebackers into a lot of zone. I think they're at like 70% in terms of how much zone their linebackers play. That's not going to be Harris, man. You're going to want this guy to man up a lot because he's got that athletic skill set. So you want him to maybe stay in the box, stack guys, play the run well, and then play on your tight ends, your running backs, because he's got that athletic ability. I just don't think the Eagles are the place for him. I think Devin Lloyd is a more fit-in linebacker in this system. Nakobe Dean, he could do that as well. He's definitely a better guy in zone than Harris. But still, I would like Dean to be a guy I man up on people because that dude's just a freak athlete. Bengals get, I hate this pick, Jalen Watermeyer. Jalen Watermeyer, to me, I don't know if he's even a day 2 pick at this point. He's just a good tight end. That's it. He's going to be a solid tight end in the NFL. He might be a top 16 tight end in the NFL, but that's about it. And that's the truth. That's the honest truth. That's just what he is. He's a guy that can move the chains. He's a good red zone threat, but he's been plagued by some drops this year. His blocking hasn't been great, and he just doesn't create after the catch. I think there's more enticing options at the tight end spot. While Watermeyer, he's still good for what he is. He's probably still like a top 5 tight end in this class. I don't think it's worth the 16th overall pick. CJ Uzomah is having a career year, dude. Him and Burrow, they're like this. They're buddy-buddy, dude. I don't get this pick. It seems bad to me. Carson Strong going to the Steelers. You got to think if Carson Strong was good enough for the number 17th overall pick, he'd be good enough for, a team like the Broncos or the Panthers. So I don't agree with quarterback being picked here, but not at those 2 spots. But Steelers, yeah, I think they need to look to the future eventually. Carson Strong, he's got a big arm. Malik Willis is, I think, got the higher ceiling, but I mean, Carson Strong does have prototypical size. He's not going to be a guy that can extend plays with his feet, but is what it is. Surprise Sam Howell. Honestly, I probably am going to have Sam Howell just over Carson Strong. But I mean, both got really good arms. It's fine. It's fine if that's your top guy. Your number 2 guy in this class. Strong's been really good this year. Darion Kendrick going to the Vikings. This one's pretty good. Kendrick, you gotta ask the question. What the heck happened this offseason, dude? I'm transferring. I don't want to play for Clemson anymore. Okay. Sweeney, Dabo Sweeney, he had nothing but sweet things to say about you, Kendrick. Good. You know what? I was a big Kendrick fan. I thought he looked better than A.J. Terrell against Jamar Chase in the national championship game back in, I guess that would be the 2020 national championship game. I don't know. It was LSU versus Clemson. I thought Kendrick did a very good job. He's good at keeping in guys' hip pockets. But right after that, he gets caught sleeping in his car with a gun on his lap and ingested some of the ganja goo, whatever the heck you want to call it. Yeah, it wasn't a good look. It was in his home state too, so it's like you kind of know the gun laws. I get it, young kids and the ganja, it's kind of a thing nowadays. No one really cares. But gun in your lap, bro. You know the gun laws in South Carolina. What you doing? You got to make better decisions. So he's got a lot of questions that need answered this offseason. But the play is there. He has the play of a first rounder. Like, he would definitely be among like the top 5 in this class for me, if not for those questions. Ikem Ekwonu going to the Raiders. This is good, dude. Get some help on the offensive line. Is he playing him at tackle? Oh, wait. He says beefs up the interior of the offensive line. Honestly, you might rather have Ikem playing right tackle than Leatherwood. Either way, like, I think this is a win-win. Maybe Icky comes in. He's your right tackle. You move Leatherwood to guard. Maybe you keep Leatherwood at right tackle. He ends up being really good. Icky moves to guard, or they both move to guard, and you got 2 stellar guards. It's like a win-win. Improve that offensive line. I agree. Dolphins, they're going Chris Olave. I like this. I like the idea of adding another receiver for the Dolphins. They need more playmakers. Like Devontae Parker's kind of whatever. Will Fuller, I hardly knew ye. Waddles looked great. They just need to ask him to go out and run routes, you know, rather than okay, here's a screen, here's a shallow drag, just create after the catch. Like this guy gets great separation. Go tell him to go run a route. But Chris Olave, dude's got burners. He's a guy that's gonna be consistently you want to attack deep. Great route runner though. I think he's another guy that can attack all levels of the field. So I like that a lot. Oh man, I got this ad playing in my ear. Do away with that. But yeah, I like this pick. Drake London going to the Saints. Yeah, get someone who can catch the freaking football. We just saw Monday Night Football. Freaking Jameis Winston out there dropping dimes, and then his receivers are dropping dimes too. What the heck, dude? Yeah, they need more playmakers. I agree. This one's interesting. Charles Cross going to the Titans. I just don't think he's a good scheme fit. I mean, you know what? No, he can be. I mean, I feel like they would want a meteor guy. Like, don't get me wrong, dude. Cross is like probably my tackle 3 or 4 at this point. Like, he's having a great year. He's a very battle-tested tackle at this point. I don't know why they just list him at offensive line. Okay. Either way, man, I get it. The Titans, that's kind of like what your offense does. The life vein through your offense is Derrick Henry, so make sure he gets the best blocking in the world. Dude, Icky would be great here for the Titans, actually. That'd be fun. So, yeah, I get it. I understand. Treylon Burks going to the Chargers. I assume this is because Mike Williams is not in the Chargers' long-term plans. That makes sense. He's a free agent. Treylon Burks is a very similar prospect to Mike Williams. Finally, my boy, Kingsley Enagbare going to the Browns. Who knows if Clowney will be back? This makes all the sense in the world. This guy, I think, is going to fly up a lot of draft boards come time for the draft. Dallas Cowboys, they go safety Jalen Catalon. I'm more of a Jordan Battle guy. I like Catalon. You know, he's been really great this season. His season's over, though. He got hurt. We'll see him during the offseason process. But like it says, you got Kazi, you got Curse, Hooker. They're all free agents after the season, which leaves you only Donovan Wilson, who's been more of like the safety 3, you know, for the Cowboys. So grabbing another guy, if you can't bring back any of those, makes all the sense in the world. Packers, they go receiver, but Justin Ross, dude, I don't think Justin Ross has done enough to warrant a first-round pick. Because, again, he looks like he's fine after the spinal surgery, but, again, a lot of that's going to be answered in the medical. Like, what does this mean for the longevity of his career? But he's been mainly playing the slot for Clemson. He's like the big slot, mainly to get this guy free releases and to kind of like scheme up separation. Hasn't been the case. To be fair, the quarterback play for Clemson, it sucks. This just happens to be the case. But Ross he's a contested catch guy. He's not a guy that separates. He's a guy that's, hey, I'm going to catch over you. I hope you don't mind. He makes a poster out of you. That's kind of Ross's game, which, again, if he comes out, I think that's more the day 2 variety. It's not first round skill set, I think. Isaiah Spiller going to the Cardinals. I like Spiller. He's going to be like a top 5 running back for me. But running back first round, Cardinals, I don't think it's good. I don't like it. Especially for a guy that's not even my top running back. Not even in my top 3 running backs. Spoiler alert. Spiller's a good prospect, though, but I feel better about that cat on day 2. I don't like this pick at all. The Baltimore Ravens. Trent McDuffie. This one's very interesting because I figure Ahmad Sauce Gardner would be a better scheme fit. Like, McDuffie's great and all. It's just I don't think he fits the cover scheme for the Ravens. Not to say he can't. Like, I think the dude plays exceptionally well. Like, he's got great short area quickness. He does a good job in Marin. I think he's been more physical this season. So yeah, I'm not so against that, actually. So if that's the top corner on your board, yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, I kind of talked myself into that one. Sam Howell finally goes off the board. I think people, first off, Sam Howell, I'm going to talk a lot about him in my rankings this Thursday, so stay along for that. Lions, you get a quality quarterback here with your second pick. Yeah, why not take a guy falling? And, I mean, they got an early second rounder, too, so they could do the same there. If they don't want to do it here. Sam Howell, I definitely think he's worth a first-round shot. But I don't think we're going to see Malik Willis at all here. Listen, I get it. He didn't play Middle Tennessee State well. He had a terrible game against Louisiana Monroe. But this guy's got a great ceiling. He's going to be taken in, like, the top 20. Unless he has, like, this massive meltdown of his, like, rest of the season, which doesn't seem to be the case. He rebounded just fine against North Texas this past weekend. So, I think they played North Texas. But, yeah, this doesn't make sense to me that he's not included in the first round. Sauce Gardner going to the Chiefs. I love it. Hey, this edge class is very deep as well. And guess what? Their edge position sucks. Kick Chris Jones back inside and get some guys that could get some pressure. You know what? I don't mind. They're addressing the defense. The Chiefs' defense, it's kind of trash. Golly, that was mean. Jordan Davis going to the Bucks. This one's interesting. Can you imagine him and Vita Vea? That's scary. But I think Jordan Davis goes a bit higher. Like, we've seen the pass rush upside's huge on this guy. I just don't think he's a 30-down player. But I thought the same thing about Dexter Lawrence, and he's doing just fine in New York for the Giants. So I've moved Jordan Davis more to that region of where Dexter Lawrence went. So around the 15 to 20 area, I think is about right for Jordan Davis. Because the dude's been dominant. He's been physically imposing. He just doesn't play a lot of snaps. To be fair, Georgia, they shuffle that that defensive line a lot. Just because they have the talent to keep everyone fresh there. So a lot of that's the case. The rich get richer. It's the Bucks. They can really do whatever the heck they want. They have that privilege. Darion Canard going to the Bills. I like this if you see him as a guard. Let's see him. Blah, blah, blah. Look at this. Is a mauler who has been inconsistent at times this season. No, he was inconsistent against Georgia, and he was still the best part of the offensive line of Kentucky in that game. But it has all the tools to be a first rounder. Blah, 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 blah. They don't have glaring holes, dude. Their guard position, the Bills' guard position's bad. So, yeah, you're playing this guy immediately at guard. Like Cody Ford, get him out of there. I don't even know if Ford started anymore. That's actually a Bills depth shot. Let's take a look at that. Because I know they got, was it like Feliciano? I can never pronounce his name, man. John Feliciano? I think that's how you say it. But Cody Ford's been not great this year. Even my boy Ike, was it Bootger? I don't know. I talked about him in my Bills deep dive before the season. Even him and he's played a little bit this year. He hasn't been that great. So I don't mind them adding, like, again, this is a very talented squad. So, yeah, I don't mind them coming in and being like, hey, let's just try to improve in this one area. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind it one bit. But, yeah, interesting draft. No Malik Willis. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of butthurt. The Spiller pick I thought was awful. Justin Ross, too rich for me. Cross, I'm coming around to that. Don't know how much of a fit that is blocking wise, but I think Cross can do it. Yeah. Good Dolphins pick, by the way. Kendrick, again, for me, it's character issues. Again, I question why quarterback doesn't go here, but you're willing to take it at 17. Wademeyer is a tear. I'm be brutally honest. There's not a first round tight end in this class, and even if there was, it's not been Wademeyer based on his play this year. So interesting. But go ahead, do that YouTube thing. That's it for the video. And until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.